36, bro.
36. Come on, man. Come on, man. I got the numbers right.
How dare me?
Come on, bruv.
I got the numbers right.
Come on, bruv.
You heard what he
I'm
said.
sorry, bro.
I've been watching a lot of British podcasts. Bruv.
Masters of None episode 136.
136, and we are live.
Yep.
Justin, Berto, Twiz, say what's up to the people.
Yeah. What's going on, man? How y'all feeling tonight?
Doing it. And, we got to get the quick and doing it well.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I seen it in your eyes. I saw it in your eyes.
I'm going to add the pause because that's why I'm not finishing that statement.
Should I
man,
move
that's a
over a
classic
little
song,
bit? Should
bro.
you come over here?
I mean, I think I'm good.
Should we adjust ourselves before we I feel like I got like a little bit of room right here.
I think you're all right. Why? You care? Do the people care? I don't think the people care. I'm
No one
good.
gives a fuck.
I'm good. So, is Masters of None, the podcast, episode 136, and real
First
quick.
podcast of 2023.
Oh my God, that's right. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, because we still say that around here.
Yeah.
And then, so real quick, we'll get the stupid announcements out of the way, all
Get
right?
them out of the way.
All right, so hopefully you guys are joining us live right now, episode 136, Masters of None podcast, Tuesday night. And if not, you can catch the whole episode afterwards. You can watch the any podcast previously that are in our archive. Any audio podcast, if you're an audio listener, you listen to it at work, you listen to it. We recommend headphones. Listen to it, somewhere else while you're driving, what have you. You can check us out on all audio platforms wherever you consume podcasts, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, all the good stuff. And Berto's going to let you know what you could do if you use some obscure podcast platform that we are not on.
If you're a fucking weirdo and you dip your fucking grilled cheese in your chocolate milk, then you could just DM us and I'll put it on whatever obscure app you listen to.
All right, so we got the chat interested in the shirt. They're saying this. That's funny because I'm actually I'm a little caught up at the moment. So your boy's not single as though you may think I am. But the reason why I wear this is not because I think that he's not partaking in whatever they're saying, because I don't know. I'm not the investigator. I don't know. I will tell you that based on the pattern and the way that they've shown their hands multiple times about how they're just lying and they're intentionally lying about things, do I believe it? I don't know. I don't. But I don't want to hear people talking anything about Andrew Tate and human trafficking and all that until you people start addressing the Epstein flight log. I do not want to hear anybody talking about, he might be involved in human trafficking. There's literally a person that we know for a fact was involved in human trafficking of not only young ladies that are underage, and we have a list of the guests that he brought to this disgusting festivity on the island. We know how they got there. We know where they went.
There's a list of people, their names.
There's a roster. There's a guest list of dirtbags.
Yeah.
And nobody's talking about this. Nobody's asking questions, but they want to go and chop down the top G. It's the first thing they want to do.
Yeah, it's what they'll force feed you, that shit. How many times have you seen that picture of Andrew Tate getting walked out of his house in the handcuffs? I've seen it 1,000 times.
Bro, it's a pretty cold photo, though.
His beard does look very fucking
It's pretty cold. And when you're bigger than every single person arresting you, that shit look like a cartoon. That shouldn't even look real. He look like Johnny Bravo.
It's so funny because his Andrew's really always in a suit. Like, I thought that's not like a character he plays, because he walks out, he's like in a fucking sports coat and some slacks, and Tristan's always in a suit, and Andrew walks out and he's like in like a sweatsuit or whatever. But Tristan's always in that suit. That's not a character. He really does dress like that, I guess.
Dresses like that, man. But it's just I don't know. Something don't add up to me, and my gut is usually right when it comes to this kind of shit.
It is a weird one.
It just seems weird. Things don't line up. Timing's not right. It's weird. Nobody has said anything. On the contrary, there's videos of women from his past that are saying positive things about him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really understand. I don't get it.
I also don't really see somebody who would be guilty of the crimes they're committing him of going from like talk show, from like podcast to podcast.
Yeah. I mean,
and like putting themselves out on the internet.
how many people have to come to the guy's defense? I mean, do character witnesses mean nothing anymore? I mean, how many people, like, we only believe the people that remain unnamed that have made these accusations. But yet every person that has publicly come forward to say that this doesn't add up and they know this guy, they're all ignored.
You know, it's really funny that you say that because with the YSL RICO that's going on right now, Young Thug has like that. I read the headline before we started. He's got like 28 people coming to testify on his behalf. Like 28 like high profile people. That was like the headline. Like Young Thug is gonna have 28, you know, big dick ballers come in and fucking testify on his behalf. And I wonder how much weight that's gonna hold on his case.
Yeah, I mean that's true. When you sit and you look, I did look at the list. I saw the list.
Oh, did you see it? Who's on that list?
Oh, it's just a bunch of regular names. I can't tell who's who. I don't know who. It might be a whole bunch of rappers, but I don't know their real name. So, you know, I have no idea. I was like, "Where's Marshall?" Yeah. I was like, "No, Marshall." I was like, "It's nobody whose name I really know." You know. So I'm sure that there's some kind of people with pseudonyms. I was like, "What's Lady Gaga's real name?" I'm like Googling. Yeah. You know, who knows who these people are?
Was it people like? Did it look like billionaires' names or did it look like rappers' names?
It's tricky because there's a lot of rappers' names that don't look like rapper names.
Was there like
Method Man's real name is Clifford?
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You never know who is, you know, what the names are. So I don't know. I know.
If there was a guy named like Deco in there.
Yeah. Oh, we got people in the chat talking about the Matrix. Free Tate. And but I want to address Spaz right here. He said he's curious about the timeline of when these accusations were made in terms of when the crime was committed that Andrew Tate was arrested for. So he said there's no way in hell he's doing any of this stuff recently, but maybe 10 years ago, maybe. But what he was arrested for was something they're saying occurred in March. I'm like, guy's already paid and super famous. Like beyond famous with a plan to make himself more famous.
Yeah.
You know, like there was like a whole plan that they were like to take over the algorithms and really crush it. So he already anticipated being super famous in the near future. And I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. But again, I don't know. The people whose job it is to investigate, do your job and do the right thing. You know.
Are they going to hold him for those 30 days? They say in Romania they can hold him for 30 days and like that's like their plan.
I mean,
it just doesn't, like you said, it doesn't make any sense. And
make sense.
Honestly, the truth is that there's other stuff we could fucking worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. But
there's a list of kid fuckers out there.
But to us that matters because we're the people. The people that are doing this to him want you to not talk about that. They want you to talk about this. You know what I mean? It's like some shady stuff, man. You gotta, if you just look twice, it doesn't make sense. You can't just look once and keep it moving. You know, when you're moving, you're like, huh, that shit seemed weird. If you don't look again, and then you realize, damn, I missed it. Something crazy was going down up the block.
Yeah, that squirrel was juggling.
Look twice. You know, look back.
Yeah.
Take a little second look. And then, you know, sometimes the roses smell like, you know, something that ain't rosy, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta pay attention, man.
Poo. Anyways, damn, I don't even know where we left. I asked you a question, right, Twiz? What was the list of the people that are going to testify on...
Yeah, on YSL. What are you laughing at, Twiz?
Yeah, are you laughing at us, Twiz?
No, I'm not laughing at you guys at all. I'm laughing at myself.
Is it Snicker?
Don't be laughing at something that's going on. You want to read it in front of the class?
Yeah.
What's so funny
this
over
is what
there?
we're talking about. You guys are witnessing it live. Twiz is in his phone. Twiz is distracted.
I'm over here taking care of a whole bunch of different things. That's what I'm
all
here
right,
to do.
all right.
Yeah.
We want you to read it in front of the class.
Yeah.
Come on up. We got a mic over here.
Okay.
The mic's hot.
Yeah. Guy doesn't even put his phone on vibrate. I hear that thing ringing off over there.
Yeah,
Bring, bring. Anyways, yo, RIP to Ken Block.
Oh my God. See, we got into this nonsense because I decided to wear this stupid shirt. But yes, there are so much more. There are two very important things that we need to talk about. So please go on with Ken Block.
Ken Block, I think it was yesterday, right, Swizz?
Yep.
Was in a snowmobile accident that took his life. It really is a tragedy. And I read so many different things today.
Give the people a little rundown on who Ken Block is.
Ken Block, you guys will probably know him from the Gymkhana videos. He was a co-founder of DC Shoes. Ended up selling DC Shoes, starting Hoonigan, building like super sick cars.
And what's Hoonigan?
Like, Hoonigan's Hoonigan's the company that.
It's like a tuner shop or something?
No, it's not a shop because they don't do like other people's cars. It's his company. He ended up getting into what's it called? Rally driving.
Okay.
And Hoonigan was just Hoonigan Industries. Like I don't really know what they did besides produce for the Gymkhana videos, right?
Hoonigan is a racing division. They were teamed up with Ford, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they were teamed up with Ford before prior. It's a racing motor team. They compete in like all the rally races and stuff like that.
Boom. So Hoonigan's the team, and yeah, they did do a deal with Ford. That's why they had the Ford Fiesta.
Yep.
They did all the Raptors. Dude, they've done like some super sick cars over there. Now I think they had something going with Audi because they did that last Gymkhana video was with an Audi. Either way,
That was all electric, wasn't it?
yeah, it was. They did an electric one and they did a gas powered one too.
That's fire.
That's a fact.
Yeah. He also has like other like drivers that drive under Hoonigan and motocross people that ride for them, so on and so forth.
You know what's sad?
That's a
You know what's
tragedy,
one of the
dude.
sad things about it?
What?
I
Is,
can't hear anything. Oh, never mind.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Oh, copy. Now, one of the saddest things about that whole circumstance is if you like, even if you went and looked yesterday on his Instagram, on his story, he had literally posted pictures of like the snowmobiles, how thick the snow was and stuff like that. Like it's crazy to see how like literally you go from alive to you could go gone in an instant because the stories were still there, still fresh. Like he put. I don't know if he has somebody that runs his media, but just under the assumption he runs his media, he had just posted these things and was just talking about, you know, whatever he was going to go do, going out on a snowmobile or enjoying the snow and the weather and how crazy it was. And like that gone, you know, and to think of all the gnarly shit that these guys do and for him to go out like that is crazy.
It's like one of those things where do you want to go out doing what you love doing? Like he's such an extreme, like, you know, somebody that does extreme stuff when things like this happen to him, it's like, it is terrible. But it's like guys like him or Travis Pastrana or people that just, they're always doing wild shit, like, you know, jumping off of fucking hotels or riding dirt bikes off the fucking, I don't know, you know, off of the side of a building or some shit.
Nah, you're right. Like I could see Tony Hawk like dropping in off the side of the nursing home, and like, and that's how he goes out, like trying to drop into the pool and shit, like at like, you know, on recreation day where the old folks all go to the quad. They go to the courtyard and shit, and they're like, Tony's gonna do it today.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Nobody shows up to bingo and everybody's outside watching fucking Tony. He's like, I told you I could do it.
That's an interesting take, but man, that's a tragedy. I know he was a husband and a father also.
Yeah.
That shit is always terrible, man. It's like you feel bad for anybody, you know, that has some kind of an untimely passing, but when they have children, when they leave people behind, it's that much worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Swizz, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there like, didn't he sell like Just Don't Die merch because like his wife used to say that to him before he left the house, and it was like their version of like break a leg?
Actually, let me check that out because I didn't even know of. That's crazy.
That's something I read today, but I don't know if it's
That's interesting. The you know, I mean, the equivalent to break a leg is die, not don't die.
Yeah. On Hoonigan, Just Don't Die, Trouble Andrew, Ken Block X Trouble Andrew.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is crazy.
Damn, just don't die. That's awful, man. You know, I wonder how she feels about it because she might be like, you know what? That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think that's anybody's initial reaction.
No,
Maybe,
not their
I don't know.
initial reaction. I think,
Yeah.
but like once people start to like separate how they feel and start to think about the person themselves, it's like if you said, if that was the way somebody wants to go,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta, you know, but he had kids, so I doubt that's how she feels.
And people are so selfish and deaf. Like people, you can be 120 years old and you could be Hugh Hefner. And people will still be like, oh, no, you know, Hugh Hefner probably lived a good life.
Yeah, I mean, when you know, rest in peace, Betty White, when she died, everyone was like, what a tragedy. I'm like, she's like 100.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty full life.
Yeah.
Like, I think she probably is like, okay, guys,
Yeah, but people want to keep
Like,
you around
there's
forever.
nobody here I know anymore. I'm ready.
That's
Like-
not the Ken Block situation where he's very
Yeah,
old.
of
It
course,
sucks that
of course.
he died young, but it's just to correlate with the fact that, like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, people still don't want you to go.
I agree. And then, you know, the other story that I wanted to touch on was last night I'm doing like some editing and stuff. And, you know, I throw the TV on and the Bills game is on. So I start watching the Bills game. And then as I'm sitting there watching the Bills game, DeMar Hamlin goes to make this from the Bills, goes to make this tackle. He makes the tackle. They collide. You know, and then, you know, DeMar stands up. He's good. He adjusts his helmet and stuff. And then he just collapses backwards. Like, head bounces off the field. And I was like, what was that?
Yep.
And, you know, it looked like an injury because you see injuries before, but that was not. That's concerning to anyone that sees it, whether you know what you're looking at or not. You know, that was just concerning. So, you know, and he's still critical right now in the ICU. So, you know, prayers to him and to the family. It was crazy. Because when I saw it, did you guys see the hit?
I seen the hit.
No,
I
I
didn't
didn't
watch
see
the game, but I read an article today and I seen the hit.
Yeah, I saw. Because when I saw it, Twiz, I, you know, right away you think it's neurological because I saw the hit. He pops up, goes down, and I was like, man, maybe like he must have gotten hit harder than I thought. Like he made the tackle though, you know, and so I thought they hit head on, helmet to helmet, but I must have watched it like 20 times in a row. And then I realized without a doubt that their heads barely collided at all. You know, it was more so the impact was in his chest. You know, the impact was in his chest. So then I started thinking, I was like, this is a cardiac thing. You know, because I thought it was like a delayed neurological reaction. Like you ever see somebody get dropped in a boxing match when they get hit, you know, and sometimes it's a little delayed. Like remember that weird reaction, and you know who I'm talking about.
Exactly what, yeah.
Johnny Walker?
Yep.
When Johnny Walker got hit in the UFC, he got hit and he did, that was, who hit him? That was,
Jamal Hill?
Yes. Yes, it was Hill. Hill hits him with this punch, and he does this weird thing where his body like stiffens up, and he kind of like jumps in the air and goes backwards. It was the weirdest thing, but that's a
I'm laughing, but it's not funny.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even go out all the way. He was
Yeah.
still with it, but that was like a neurological type of reaction. When you see somebody get knocked out and they stiffen up, and it's something like that, there's some kind of something's shaking, something's trembling, or something's real stiff. This guy was limp when he hit the ground.
Yeah.
This football player, you know? And then they start doing CPR on him. Like they're cutting the commercial breaks and stuff. And each time they come back, they're saying that they're doing CPR. Dude, the whole team was huddled around him. Everybody was huddled around him. They backed an ambulance onto the field.
Damn.
I never saw an ambulance pick up a player on the field. Like they
usually
drove.
we give them that
They
little
put him
cart.
in a cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put him in a cart. So I'm like, oh man. I'm like, right away, I'm thinking they want to hide him from everyone. Like whatever's going on, they don't want people to, because that's traumatic. You know, you
Hell
have kids
yeah.
there. His mom was at the game. You know, you got fans everywhere. You got families watching. So I'm sure that there is just like kind of a privacy element to that they wanted to, whether it be perform CPR or just administer meds or, you know, do whatever in privacy, not to cause like a panic.
Yeah.
But you could tell the players were all shaken up. They were filming all the players. The players were crying. The players were praying. You know, they had their hands on their heads. Like everyone's crying. Like there were at least like 4 or 5 players I saw that were in tears.
And they suspended the game, right? They didn't even continue the game.
Yeah. they suspended
Initially,
it.
what do you got there? You got info on it, Twiz?
Yeah, no, it says here that they, as far as I know, the game between the Bills and the Bengals will not resume this week, and that no decision has been made about playing it at a later date either.
Yeah.
I just want to address the chat real quick.
Yeah, please.
So jumping in, Oscar O was like, Mama Brooks says she watched the game, it was crazy, and then O was like, it didn't look like a hard hit, but the way he fell was everything you said. He said, and if you look up Hank Gathers or Reggie Lewis, he said many athletes play with irregular heartbeats unknown to them. And then Spaz said, I read they had an AED hooked up on the field, and Mama Brooks said the dopest thing was all his team was in a huddle and praying, you know?
Yeah, they were all praying. And see, I didn't know that they had an AED hooked up to them. If you don't know what an AED is, it's like you said, an automatic defibrillator. That's what you do to shock somebody's heart back. So if somebody's heart stopped, there's 2 shockable rhythms. There's VTAC and VFib. I'm sorry. But so anyway,
No, keep going. I love
Go.
it.
Yeah, you got to. You
Yeah.
gotta educate the people. You know,
There's two rhythms.
you gotta let them. Do people even know how AED works? You know,
Come on, Nate.
It's a lick and stick. He
It's
slapped
a-
one on the chest, one on the ribs.
It's
that's
actually
it.
a brilliant device.
It
Have
is.
you ever seen one used?
Yeah, I'm certified, baby. You crazy?
that's
Yeah,
right.
I'm
See?
certified too.
Certified,
Nice,
baby.
nice,
Come
nice.
on. Out here
Love
saving
it.
We can all
lives.
save
Come
it
on.
here, right? Round of applause.
Round of applause.
We
You
all
safe
save
here.
life in here.
You safe here. If you hit the floor in the Masters and None podcast as
Yeah.
a guest or as a participant or as a spectator,
Yeah, we got you.
we got you.
Yep. I'll bring you back to life.
Yeah, but it's an automatic defibrillator. You hook paddles up, and then it tells you what to do, and then it'll tell you if it detects a rhythm that needs to be shocked or not, and then you charge it and shock the person. So if they had that hooked up to them, that was being they were doing CPR and that's definitely full blown cardiac arrest. So and then when they were doing the CPR, I'm like, absolutely not neurological, because if it was neurological, that wouldn't be what they're doing. But damn, that's terrible, man.
Yeah, now he's in a coma, right?
Yeah, I think they're saying he's right. Twiz,
Yeah,
if there's any updates.
last time I checked, he was in a he was in a medically induced coma.
Is the damage from the coma the same whether it's medically induced or just happens?
Is what? What was the question?
Is the damage from a coma the same whether it's medically induced or just you're in a coma?
I'm not really sure what the outcome of a coma would be. I think a coma is just you're unresponsive, but I don't think it's necessarily that.
It's like a long nap. You don't really wake up
Yeah,
too
I don't
fucked
think
up.
it's not like not breathing. How that damages your brain, like if
Yeah.
you're underwater or something like that, that'll damage your brain. I'm not sure. That's a good question, Matt. But
It's kind of a
I wouldn't think
question.
so. It's not a dumb question, man. There's no such thing as a dumb question. You think, listen to me, I got a dumb answer.
He said, I think it's like a long nap.
Well,
You
you gotta look at it. From,
Look, Twisty's about to fucking look at you.
Hit us with it, Twiz.
yeah, this is personal. This is personal opinion. This is
Yeah,
fact.
let's hear it.
You know what my favorite thing to say? This is fact nor fiction. This is just my opinion. And I think they wouldn't use as many medically induced comas if
there was like a negative
exactly if
yeah.
if it outweighed if the cons outweighed the pros, they
Yeah.
probably wouldn't use it. I think if a medically induced coma, they know kind of what's going on.
I think when you're at that point, they're just like, his balls are going to get smaller because of this coma, but we're going to save his life.
Well-
Little do they know, I'm like, no.
it's like when they give you CPR.
I want the hang.
It's like when they give you CPR,
Yeah.
bro. They be like, would you rather a broken rib or you want these chest compressions? My
Yeah.
brother?
Yeah, nah, you ain't lying. But yeah, the
Listen.
medical induced coma is definitely the better option because
Yeah,
it's
sometimes you just
it's
gotta-
intentional and they can
Yeah.
wake you up.
You know who else got woken up this weekend?
Who else?
Dana White's wife. Got woken
These
up.
transitions.
She got woken up. Dana White. There's a video. Fucking.
There's a thin line between being woken up and put to sleep.
I didn't, and I want you guys to know, I didn't put the video up because last time we put a TMZ video up, they fucking copyright struck our video. So I didn't put it up, and TMZ's like the only one that has the video. So if you want to go see it on TMZ. But there's a video of Dana White. Dana White's the president of the UFC. There's a video of him and his wife celebrating in Cabo, celebrating the New Year's, right?
Yeah,
they're
New
ringing-
Year's Eve.
they're
They were in
ringing
a
in the
club.
New Year. Yep.
And they look like they're having a good time. No, she looks like she's having a miserable time. And then he looks like he approaches her. And then for some reason, she lets off the cleanest right hand I've seen all weekend. The cleanest right hand lands right on Dana. And Dana's reaction is to, slap her back. I don't think he slapped her back that hard, which is something you can't say. But you shouldn't smack anybody, let alone women. You shouldn't smack people in general. You can't smack people. And she smacked him, not saying she deserved to be smacked back, but she shouldn't have smacked him either. But nobody's talking about that. That's fucking,
Haram!
it's like, why she smacked him, he smacked her back, and now the world is up in arms because you can't hit women. You shouldn't.
I she did make a statement, which I give them credit for dealing with it on their own.
I didn't see her statement.
Yeah, she made a statement. She said that they worked it out, they talked it through and worked through it as a family, and they both apologized to each other and they're moving forward.
Yeah, Dana said they've been together since she's like, we know each other since we're 14. We've been married for 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, trust me, we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, yo, on the ride home, they were like, Jesus. Imagine, they're like, imagine we were in the house.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
Yeah, but they worked it out. You know, they worked it out. But, you know, of course, the internet runs with it. You know, crazy. They're like, oh my God. They're like, Dana White strikes his wife. But I'm like, not a single person says she slapped fire out of him. Nobody
says
it.
that.
Every headline says Dana White strikes his wife. And I saw his apology before I read it. I said, oh, I said, he admitted to this. I said, let me go deeper.
Yeah.
So I go deeper and I'm like, damn, he smacked her. I'm like, man, during a physical altercation, the whole thing is completely evading the fact that the first person that put hands on someone was she slapped him across his face.
And it was clean too.
And it was clean and it was hard. He wasn't looking. It was like that, you know, it's like she slapped him during like, you know, he tried to touch gloves.
Yeah.
And she slapped him. Like, you know? So I don't know what he said. He leaned over and said something. And then there came the slap.
Yeah.
So whatever he said must have been something. I don't
She
know.
gave that Stockton slap.
Yeah. She hit him with the Nate Diaz. I'm surprised Nate hasn't said nothing about this. Wait till Nate's tweet. Nate's gonna, somebody's gonna superimpose Nate's head like, like, you know, those animated heads.
Yeah, I know exactly what
like,
you're talking
you know,
about.
it's like different
Yeah.
expressions. But anyway, I digress. But they worked it out, and but I just found it funny that everybody was avoiding that she slapped him first.
Yeah, that doesn't make for good headlines, right? That doesn't make for good media.
No, it doesn't.
Like Dana White slacks him, fighting for his life or something like that, right?
Yeah, Dana White slaps wife in self-defense.
Yeah, nobody said that.
Yeah, but you know, he hit her with the lightest slap. But again, how hard the slap is, I imagine, is subjective.
Yeah,
You know?
it does. Yeah, you shouldn't hit people in general.
Yeah.
You should keep your hands to yourself.
Everyone should.
It's a prime example of like you shouldn't smack people because you might get smacked back. Like, and now look where we are.
Yeah,
we look
now
foolish.
look where we are, you know? And you know, and she's like, everybody, please stop it. I like having 4 pools.
Yeah.
Everybody mind your business, huh? You're gonna make this weird.
Nothing to see here.
You're gonna make this weird, guys.
Yeah.
Give me some time. You know, we're fine. We worked through it, all right? We're having Wagyu for
Yeah.
dinner. Everything's fine.
It's good to see that, right? That it didn't turn into like this other like media frenzy where she's like, Dana White's wife files for divorce.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, you know, I'm sure that they've been through a lot together. They've seen a lot together. And, you know, I mean, I don't know what it is, but I like when people solve their problems privately. Solve your problems. Even if you split, even if you leave, even if she files a police report. Don't tell everyone about it.
Yeah,
Just go
facts.
take care of your stuff. Deal with what you're dealing with, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really find the need for everybody to come out and make statements.
Oh, the last thing I needed is a fucking lawsuit. I'm fucking with Tory Lanez. What happened to Tory Lanez 2 weeks ago? Last thing I need is another one of my guys
Yeah,
in
Tory.
the fucking
Man.
line of fire.
Yeah, listen. And if there's ever been a second top G, it's Dana.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about top G?
Yeah.
You know,
That's funny. I thought you were gonna say that about Tory. I was something like, I don't know.
nah. You know, I don't. He was too emotionally involved in that situation.
Yeah.
Top G, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done that.
He wouldn't have been so emotional in there.
Yeah, he
you know what I'm
reacted poorly.
saying? His stoicism. You got to practice the stoicism.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now look at him.
Now he's looking like a top bunk.
Yeah.
Now he stopped.
Damn, I wonder how. I know we talked about this last week already, but I still wonder like how many fucking years is this guy gonna get? How long is Tory going to jail for? Is he gonna be 5? I think it's gonna be like 5 to 9 years, like sub 10 years, more than 5 years,
No, I don't think he serves any time.
and then he going to jail.
Yeah, he's
for
doing time.
sure.
He's doing time.
I think he's not serving. I think he might do some, but I don't think he's serving any time.
Listen.
He shot her in the wrong state.
Yeah, Dana's lucky he slapped his wife in Mexico. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He would have slapped her in California. He would have been sitting right next to fucking Tory.
You better believe it. You better believe it. It would be the state versus Dana White.
And I'm not condoning Dana White slapping
No,
his wife.
me neither. But, you know, where crimes occur matters.
Yeah, that's
You
the
know?
only point I'm bringing up.
Like, if this Tory Lanez situation happened in a state that wasn't California, it wouldn't be so open shut.
Yeah.
You know, like California, they decide before they hear the case. They made that decision. Gavin Newsom said, spill my drink. He said, you know, he hit the gavel and he said, guilty. And they said, sir, but you're the governor. He said, doesn't matter. And they said, all right, you heard the man.
Yeah.
You heard the man. And there's not enough homeless people out here. Get a few more.
Yeah.
You heard the man. Get it done.
We need more homeless.
Right? That's not funny.
Do you guys have enough needles? That's so funny. I could totally picture him in a room saying, no, too many details. Who is it? No, tell me their rapper names. Okay, Tory Lanez, yes.
Who's
Megan-
she? What's her song? And
Yeah.
they're like, no. That's the guy. And he's like, oh, who's he? Oh, wait, so the Stallion is the girl.
Huh.
So the Stallion is the girl and Tory is the guy. He's like, whatever. He did it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Guilty.
Throw away the key.
Canadian, when they let him out, send him home.
Right? And then I'm going to text my boy Justin up there.
Oh, my God.
You know, that guy's nuts, too.
Trudeau.
Oh man.
What do you got, Jay? Did you do anything fun for New Year's, man? You hit Times Square?
I hit the streets, man.
Hit the streets?
Nah, I didn't. I actually stayed super low key. Went to my sister's house, watched the ball drop.
Nice.
Yeah, went home
What about you?
like pretty much right after.
What about you, Twiz?
Who, me?
Yeah, anything fun for New Year's?
I had a great. Honestly, I had a great New Year. I bought the New Year in very well. It was extremely low key. Like when I say extremely low key, it was extremely low key.
I wish I could say disrespectful shit on here. I wish I could say what it's really coming to my head.
Yeah, you can't say that. I had a good New Year. Let's put it this way. Nah, you know what it is?
Nah, it sounds like you had the best New Year's. You brought it in the best way than none of you.
Nah. You know how, so you wanna know what the story? I'll give you a quick story because you know I like to tell stories. What happened was it was a plan that fell into a plan that fell into another plan that fell into another plan. So pretty much all the plans ended up flopping. And the number one thing I said was, "Yo, I just want to be home." And boom.
And you went home, huh?
Yeah, sure did.
That's it.
I had to park. You feel me?
Cause daddy's home.
No, I had a good New Year though.
Man, I'll tell you what. You just sang that Usher song, and that took me to some Justin Timberlake been coming on my playlist. You remember that album, Future Sex Love Sounds?
Yeah.
That's one of the best albums ever recorded. I don't care what nobody says. Don't
That
ask
song
me.
was fire.
That album is crazy.
Nah, Justified. I think I like Justified better.
That had Justify had a lot of had like that was like Timbaland's first
Justify the
appearance
bangers.
with that's like Cry Me a River and shit, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, facts.
So one of the worst bars that I've ever heard is on one of these songs. You ever hear that T.I. feature on there? That My Love and another woman that could take
Yeah,
it by mine.
mine.
You know when Timbaland was doing that in every fucking beat?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that T.I. has a verse on there. And man, that came on and I had to run it back because I said, this got to be one of the worst bars I ever heard in my life.
What'd he say?
He said, T.I., they call me Candle Guy.
Yeah.
Simply because I am on fire. And I said, they call you Candle Guy. I said, that's the worst shit I ever heard in my
He
life.
said nobody calls you that.
I'd be like, what did you call me? Be like, Candle Guy, because you on fire. I'd be like, we're not going to do that. Call me
Sometimes when I'm
something
on
else.
a roll, they call me Butter. But I've never been called Candle Guy.
Bro, I said, they call you Candle Guy? I said, man, I forgot how lame that bar was.
I'm glad you got that off and you ruined my New Year's Eve segue.
Sorry, go
I've
ahead.
been waiting for you to get
You
through the
started
Justice.
singing Usher records.
Nah,
so
I was
then-
gonna bring it back. Berto,
Yeah, yeah,
what did you do for the New Year?
I didn't do very much.
Since you try to clock me, what'd you do?
I went to my mother's house.
Oh, okay.
Your mother's
Stayed-
house is lit, though.
Went to my mom's house.
It's always a
They
good
were
time.
partying.
I've never been bored one time at your family's house.
They like to have a good time. I went there.
I never gone hungry either.
There was food.
Yeah, nah.
There was alcohol.
Nah, I
there was
remember
music.
Yo, can I tell the story?
I'll tell the fucking story.
And be
No,
done.
don't tell the story.
I'll tell the fucking
And
story.
yeah, I be done. That's what
Yeah.
is very when you got a pool table at somebody's house. That come on, bro.
It's cold now, so the pool table's out of commission. But yeah, I went there. I didn't watch the ball drop. Stayed for a couple hours. Went home. Nothing crazy. I wanted to talk about a bunch of fun facts, or talk about like all the fucking lunatics that go to Times Square to watch the ball drop,
Yeah.
and how there's definitely not a single New Yorker in that crowd. It's all tourists.
No, there's not. Everybody. I'll tell you what. I don't know what's going on with TV, but damn, that was a group of people I didn't want to look at. I don't know why. Like every time they cut to the crowd, I'm like, what happened to TV?
Oh,
You just put a bunch of people, you just collect a bunch of people nobody want to look at.
yeah. There used to be a bunch of bad chicks taking shots,
What
right?
the hell happened?
There's no more. I seen
It
something.
used to look like you wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Now I look and I'm like, ew. I'm like, yo, it's probably popping everywhere else because everybody that I wouldn't want to hang out with is all out there.
Are you kidding me, dude? Because you got to wear a diaper in there, bro. There's nowhere you can piss in there. First of all, you got to get to... Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys watch the ball drop in Times Square. I'm going to let you into some fucking insider information. The guy that's sitting on the fucking next to the stage and he can smell Mario Lopez, that guy's been there for 14 hours. All right? That guy is undoubtedly wearing Depends because guess what? When you're in that fucking crowd, you can't leave. It's a sea of humans. You're not leaving to use the bathroom.
No.
You're waiting till midnight. And and guess what? You're in New York. You can't just walk in and use the bathroom anywhere. It's
Yeah.
not like in Europe where they got those spots you could pay to use the bathroom. No. There's a junkie shooting dope in the only porta potty within fucking 5 clicks of you. And if you got to drop one, you got to come prepared. So that's what it's
Somebody's
like.
been slumped up against the door and haven't been able to get the bathroom open at the Starbucks in Times Square for like 7 hours.
Yeah.
So trust me, it's out of order.
Yeah. So it's miserable. I don't understand why people do it. Every year I watch this on TV and I'm like, look at all these fucking morons.
Yeah.
Look at all, and they got streamers and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't be having a good time.
No. And everybody has a Planet Fitness like Cat in a hat on now.
Yeah, 'cause they're
for like the
giving them
past
away.
like 5 years. I'm like, who wears this shit? I was like, there's not a single person out here that's been to your gym.
Bro, it's fucking -3 degrees out there
They
with the
just want
fucking
a hat.
windshield.
They
They'll
just
wear
want a
whatever
hat.
you give them. We can go out there and give out a bunch of fucking Masters of None merch and we'd be everywhere.
Oh my God.
Because people they're just trying to stay warm.
Bro, that's brilliant. If we went there and handed out Masters and beanie hats,
Yeah.
they'd be on television.
Everywhere.
And dude, hello,
That's
hello.
it.
Yep.
Can we start? Can we
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 got
get
12
this
months.
going?
We got 12
Spaz.
months to figure
Yeah.
this out.
Spaz, note this, Twiz.
Yeah, right. Let's get these statistics on logistics.
Yeah, Twiz, you have any fun facts about fucking New Year's Eve in
About
New
New
York?
Year's.
Yeah, I got a couple.
And how
ones.
fucking miserable it must be being in that crowd. I don't want
gotta
to
be
hear any
terrible.
positive ones.
It's gotta be terrible.
I want to hear the
Oh,
negative
I
shit
can't-
only.
Yo, bro, I can't. The irony is they won't allow any slander of
How
the ball.
dare they.
Listen, I'm telling you, I've been looking.
All right, let's hear for some good ones.
So here's some good ones. The first Times Square ball dropped in 1907. That ball was made of iron and wood and covered with just 100 plain light bulbs. The new-
97 was the first ball?
No, 1907.
Oh, 1907.
07.
Damn. I never even thought about that. What's that thing made out of? Is it like a little sun? That's what I was going to go to. Is it like a fucking, they're fusing atoms or something like that now?
Nah. So
In what? The ball?
yeah, the ball.
What is the ball? Have you ever thought about that?
I don't know. I imagine it's just like some kind of thing with lights like mounted on it.
Yeah, well, he said in 1907,
Yeah,
it was just wood with just 97 bulbs.
iron
attached
and
to it.
wood. Iron and
Wow.
wood.
1907?
No, with 100 plain light bulbs. That's what it was. In
Oh, like
1907.
regular light bulbs?
Yeah, that's
like
it.
screw-in joints?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I wonder how many guys like fell to their death like making that thing. I guarantee. Like back then,
you're
it
not
was
gonna-
crazy. Back then, like 2 of your friends died every week at work.
Yeah.
It was like crazy. They're like, damn, can't believe it. We lost Bill today.
Bro, and they just
I knew
buried
it
you
was a-
somewhere.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
before then, did you see that fucking thing that's been going around about Benjamin Franklin and how in his old crib they found like thousands of bones that belonged to like 100 and something different people were found down there? There was just a bunch of bones in his cellar. There's
Jesus.
bodies, kids, older people.
See, man, he's like I'm sure there were people probably from his property.
Yeah, or people who just died. That's what I'm saying. Back in the day,
Yeah,
you just fell to your death and they just
Yeah.
dragged you to a pile of all the other guys that fell to their death.
Yeah, and they just replaced you with a new cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just put you somewhere.
Yeah. Ricky died, you know? Go ahead, Swizz. I'm sorry. Talk to us about what the balls are made out of.
That's crazy. So, yeah, that's sick. In any case, so the newest ball is in its 5th generation and was first introduced in 2008. The ball is a 12-foot wide sphere. It weighs almost 12,000 pounds. The ball features 30,000 plus LED lights, and it's also covered in 2,688 high-quality crystals. The ball is dropped every year since 1907. with the exception of 1942 and 1942, when there was a wartime dim out in New York City. The Times Square ball isn't the first to drop. The first dropping ball was built at England's Royal Observatory in Greenwich, England, in 1833. Ship captains would watch the ball at 1 p.m. every day and set their navigational tools. The tradition also lives on at the U.S. Naval Observatory in Washington, D.C., where a ball drops every day at noon.
Every day.
Yep.
Jeez, they're overdoing it.
Every day at noon.
Can I ask a quick question? You said 12,000 pounds?
12,000 pounds, yep.
Like 6 tons?
It weighs almost 12,000 pounds.
That's insane.
What?
Yo, you know motherfuckers can't stop doing shit. Like they're not going to use the same ball. You can only imagine what next year's going to
Dude,
look like.
12,000 pounds? That's like, what? That's like 4 elephants or something like that.
I'm surprised they haven't put nothing in there, like an animal or something. I'm surprised they haven't fucking put a tiger in there or something.
Yeah. Listen, now you got an idea. I want a great white swimming in that shit.
Yeah.
Circling. You know what I'm saying? Just swimming like this.
Like a full grown. I want a wild one.
Or a
Don't give me none of
bald
them
eagle like
captive
tethered,
plants.
flapping
Yeah.
in there like America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That thing just flapping.
Couple
inside.
bald eagles in there.
Couple
I can
bald
tell
eagles.
you. I'll tell you one thing. I read an article recently about there being like a lot of more bald eagles than ever before now. Like
Really?
now, like
we're
they're-
overrun. Watch, they're gonna start snatching toddlers because they,
Oh, no.
they protected them to a point
Yeah.
that you can't do it.
That's what happened.
Those are dinosaurs in the air, flying and snatching things from the ground and
Yeah.
flying them to their death. That is crazy. Now watch, it's gonna be terrifying.
Bro, I seen a picture of a dude's porch. He had like 6 bald eagles on it. It was crazy. It was crazy. There's just 6 big ass birds that could pick up a fucking toddler. You know, could pick up a small animal.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. A bald eagle ain't no joke. That's
Hell
a
no.
big animal. That thing will probably pick me up.
That's just today's pterodactyl. Are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding me?
Legit. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is, dude. You're not kidding, man.
You know, big fucking birds scare the shit out of me. I know I've told you this. All the OG viewers, you guys know I had a run-in with a bird. I don't fuck around with birds, especially not big ones. They'll fucking take your eyes out, bro.
Bro,
they can
rip your
fly.
face. They can, yeah. You saw that picture I posted on Instagram, right? A couple weeks ago of that hawk that I saw.
No.
Dude, I watched a hawk fly. I didn't see when it first hit the squirrel, but I saw when it dragged the squirrel from the tree. So there was a squirrel, must have been like on a branch kind of sticking out over the road. This hawk grabbed this thing and was flying through the air, and it was so windy because it was off the water. So it was so windy that it just couldn't fly against the wind while carrying the extra weight. So it just hovered in like one spot, which gave me enough time to grab my phone and like take a picture.
Damn.
And it was flying with this squirrel like flapping for its dear life, and then eventually it just stopped because that thing must have been just crushing that thing like this.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
it was just crazy. I was like, that is savagery. When you see something, it's an abduction.
Yeah.
It's different than any other kind of hunting. It grabs something and takes it somewhere else. It's like that shit is terrifying.
Yeah,
and
bro.
it's alive for the whole ride. Imagine you got kidnapped by something that was flying.
Yeah.
And you knew that when you landed, it was going to eat you alive.
And that's the fucking badass one. You lucky you get caught by a hawk. You get remember that seagull that ate that fucking rabbit a couple years
It
ago?
ate the whole thing like whole,
Oh,
right?
it was a whole rabbit, ate it whole. Can you imagine?
Like, was it a rabbit or a rat?
No, it was a rabbit.
Wow.
It was a large animal. It was
some kind of
much
mammal.
bigger than a rat.
Wow.
Swallow that shit whole.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
his
see?
New York rats.
In the chat here, Oscar says toward Northport, dogs have gone missing. He said because of the ospreys and the eagles coming back. Ospreys are terrifying too.
What the fuck is an osprey?
An osprey is like a
big-ass
like a large
bird.
falcon, like a hawk
Yeah.
type of creature that lives on the water. You ever see those massive nests by the water that are up on those posts?
Yes.
Those are ospreys' nests.
Yep. And they're protected too.
Yeah, those are ospreys' nests, and they're protected. So that thing could come and snatch your kid, and you better think twice about whacking it a good one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll get your
What?
kid back and go to jail.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yep, they'll be like, "Here's your baby. Now put your hands behind your back."
Are you crazy? We eating osprey.
Yeah,
No one's
facts,
gonna find-
facts.
No one's gonna
I'll tell you.
attack.
To boil that thing.
Yeah, that osprey better hope he
Abuelita,
can.
get ready.
The osprey better hope he can defend it single.
Don't ask why this chicken's as strong as he is. I already took the feathers off. I already took the feathers off, and there's nothing going on here. It's fine.
He said it's almost like duck.
Yeah, no, that shit's terrifying, man.
You guys eat duck?
I have and I would, yes.
Yeah, duck is great. You had duck, Berto?
Duck
I've
is
had
good.
had duck.
Do you guys drink soda?
No.
No, I don't. I can't. I have a few times lately because my mom gave me a 2-liter soda. They gave her for some meal she bought, and they gave it. And I'd rather have it in my house than her and my dad drink it.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
I just I took it, and I have to say, over the course of the last month, about half of that bottle's gone.
Wow.
I used to drink a lot of soda, and then one day I stopped drinking it, and now I just don't like it anymore.
yeah. Yeah, I
it's-
feel you.
It used to be delicious.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason now, it's just so thick and sweet that I can't.
Yeah.
I love seltzer water though. That's like my fucking drug
Yeah,
of
nah.
choice.
That's a fact. I drink.
So what you got, Twiz? You were going to tell us about your
Yeah, some duck soda thing you want to talk
No,
about?
duck
no.
soda?
No, I was just gonna say. No, I was just
Where's
gonna-
this going, bro?
No, I was just
We're
gonna say. Do you guys
bring this home.
do you guys know who drinks a lot of soda or drank a lot of soda?
Oh,
EDP 445.
EDP
Kel?
445.
Oh. Yeah, man. All right. So, if anybody is curious about who this man is, let the people know, Berto.
Oh, great. I get to talk about him. EDP 445 is a YouTuber who he's like a sports he's like a big Eagles fan. He did like a lot of reactionary videos. He does like mukbangs and stuff like that, but he's a very, very heavy dude. He's super big. He's probably like 450, 500 pounds, right? Is that an exaggeration?
No, I would say he's probably around there. I mean,
He's up there.
yeah,
Probably
he's
like-
up there.
I'd give him 450.
You got to weigh him at the harbor. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, 100%.
Go ahead.
The house scale ain't going to do it.
No.
If this guy, if he falls, he probably couldn't get up on his own. Anyways, you also might know him because, like a fucking turtle on his back, you also might know him because he was exposed maybe like 3-4 years ago by one of these To Catch a Predator YouTube channels. Like after he was already fucking like famous and shit like that, he gets caught up texting the girl, saying a bunch of weird shit, and she ends up as the girl, they're like, come over, I'm baking cupcakes, and he's like, I'm just here for the cupcakes and shit. Ends up getting fucking canceled, comes back when TikTok makes a return. He starts doing things for TikTok, blows up on TikTok. It's like a whole different audience. Then he was recently like allegedly exposed again for trying to talk to another like underage girl. And now this morning, Justin sends me an article telling me that this guy has fucking like, what is it? What does he have?
The main reason why I brought it up is this guy, first, his claim to fame, as far as I know, is like mukbang type of stuff.
He has done
Right.
mukbangs. He does like reaction.
Yeah.
He's like, he's a master of none.
I've seen him.
Shock value.
Don't you dare use that term with this weirdo.
He's not one of us, but he's like a jack of all trades, master of none in terms of like he does whatever YouTube thing is popping. Like he did. I've seen him do sports stuff. I'm not a fan of his. I don't really know much about him. I've seen him do sports stuff.
Sound like you know a
I've
good
seen
amount.
him do. I don't. Yeah, I know what's happened to him.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I appreciate you doing the research on this topic because I thought I knew a couple things, but you dove deep, and I appreciate it.
yeah. I always say that I don't know much about this, and I come up. Because the truth is, I don't know a lot, but I know like a couple details. Like I know like if I could follow the timeline and kind of give you certain things. But yeah, I have seen him do mukbangs. The mukbangs I've seen him do are fucking gross.
Yeah. So the reason why I was thinking of talking about this guy today is that he's somebody that a lot of the reason that I've ever come across his content and like thought to watch it for a second was because this guy was like guzzling like 3-liter bottles of soda and stuff like that. He would just drink big, massive amounts of soda. And I was like, there's no way that this guy can drink all this soda and not like get, I don't know, so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know how he could tolerate it. I'm like, I need to see this happen. Is this real? So I watched it, and then he had a lot of videos like that, like down in big amounts of soda and all this stuff. And it's just for views, it appears. Like he just does this for views because, you know, this became his lane. It was lucrative for him, and he continues to try to do that kind of stuff. But today it came out that he's in like end stage kidney failure, and they gave him like a month to where his kidneys fully shut down.
Can't they just keep him on like dialysis or something?
Yeah, I mean, they could put you on dialysis, but it's, you know, dialysis is intense, man. Dialysis is a lot. Typically, people get dialysis like 3 days a week, and it's for a couple of hours. They remove all the blood from your body, filter it, put it back in your body, and then you're exhausted for the following 4 hours or the majority of the day.
Yep.
So now you mix this guy's level of poor health, you know, and the level of obesity that he's reached limits his mobility. I'm sure he's super fatigued. I'm sure he's just tired just doing regular stuff.
Yeah, 445 pounds confirmed by Spaz.
Yeah, so that's a big man, and it takes a lot to move that, a lot of energy and stuff. And now if you're zapping that with dialysis at the same time, I mean, it's not looking good for him.
It's a wicked combination, dialysis and the urge to touch young children. I can
Yeah,
only imagine how
and
it makes
Jesus,
it feel.
and that on top of things. I mean, you know, I'll tell you what, man. People say there's nothing more unpredictable and dangerous in the world than a lonely man.
You know,
A lonely man with no female attention, and clearly this gentleman is lacking that.
one thing, not to strife away from his predatorial accolades, but I always thought it was interesting, like when you watch like mukbangs, like when you used to see like the OG mukbangs of like petite Asian girls eating a bunch of like food and stuff like that. There was like a certain thing to it, but now like America's taking in mukbangs, and it's just a bunch of dudes that are really heavy. Like, why does anybody want to watch somebody built like me eating a bunch of food? Like, I've already eaten enough food.
They are not built like you.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
I won't sit back and allow that.
All right, not me, but
These guys look like Fiats.
I didn't want
sitting
to.
on the couch.
I don't want to be the
You know what
cat.
I'm saying? Like that. That's not
Yo,
you, dude.
Well, I don't want to be the
it.
pot cold and the kettle black because I'm most certainly not super thin, right? But you're right. I'm not as big as some of those guys. I watched this one guy, or I've watched his videos, and
it's not just their size. It's the intentional, habitual, like planning of your day to sit down and eat for 5 hours. It's the behavior. It's something that I would never allow you to associate yourself with. Continue.
Well, they're doing it for like views and shit, which is the craziest part. You look at, there's this one guy, I wish I knew his name so I could at least give him a plug, but he does like milkshake and shit reviews. He does like fast food reviews.
Damn, milkshakes are delicious. Does he do a triple thick banana shake from Checkers?
Bro, he
Checkers
does
is done.
He's done all the
Watch your
fucking
mouth.
He's done like all the places. He has a patented straw. He has his own straw that you could buy. It's like merch, and it's like thicker, so he could consume more of it faster.
It's like a boba tea straw?
Yeah, bigger,
Get out of here, yeah.
bigger.
Jesus Christ, what's this guy doing?
It's like, you know what it's like.
Yeah, join the Patreon if you want to hear what it's like.
Yeah, no, but it's
Join the Patreon. No, just
so anyways, and he has this straw. I'm watching this guy, and he's just like, I seen him like, take down a couple Wendy's Frosties, like back to back, like big ones.
Yeah.
Or he'll do like slushies and shit like that. And I'm like, damn, this ain't fucking good for you, dude. You should not eat all of that.
no.
People like, you'll see like the titles will say like, consuming 100,000 calories in a day. And I'm just like, who the fuck wants to do that?
He doesn't want to. He's doing it because
Shock value.
it's shock value, and I think that this is just a testament to what it's like to have a lot of the jobs that are available in America. Is people would rather subject their body to that than go to work and have some douche tell you what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's like, really? This is what we'd rather do? We'd rather try to force feed ourselves 100,000 calories in a day because I can get paid off this instead of having to go to some jerk and ask him if I can have Friday off because it's my anniversary.
Yeah,
Or
well,
it's
look
you know what I mean?
Look at Trisha. What's her name? Trisha Paytas. The one that she had a podcast with H3H3, and it ended up falling out. She's heavyset woman.
Oh, that's Slob Ethan?
Ethan.
Yeah,
She had yeah. It wasn't whatever. I don't follow him either.
Ethan
Ethan
Klein.
Klein.
Yep.
She had a podcast with Ethan Klein. What's her name? Is it Paddish?
No, it's Trisha Paytas.
Paytas. Whatever her name
Yeah,
is.
and Ethan Klein.
She's done like
Frenemies.
mukbangs and shit like that, and then now she's also done other things. But now she's got OnlyFans.
Oh, good for her. Good for her. Look,
You can watch her eat.
And Ethan never hit. I bet you he never hit.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm telling you right now,
That guy is a 2. I can't stand that guy. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm sorry.
You don't like
We're
Ethan?
live right now.
You don't like Ethan? How dare you?
That guy's, get out of here.
What
Go
don't
ahead.
you like about Ethan? He's so smart.
Come on, bro.
He's so smart.
Stop. You're gaslighting me. Go ahead. He's gaslighting.
He's always
you guys.
accurate in everything he says.
Get out of here.
It's never like he has to take it backsies.
Get out of here.
No, but
He's
yeah.
trying to he's baiting me. Go
I don't
ahead.
know. I don't remember why I was talking about Trisha, but essentially, what I'll end on is that if you really like mukbangs, you could watch her eat, 15
OnlyFans.
cheeseburger in a fucking Rolls Royce. Oh, people that hate their jobs, like she's doing it, and I'm sure she'd much rather be fucking consuming In-N-Out burgers than having somebody tell her what to do, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that somebody, because that's physically taxing. She's gonna feel that for days. After doing that, she's gonna feel like shit. I don't know.
How
How
come
do you
there's
like
not
that?
like people like? It's just interesting that they're all like not they're not healthy looking. Because I remember like back in the day I used to watch like you ever heard of Matt Stoney?
I think I
He was a
have.
competitive like hot dog eater.
Yes. Was
That-
he Asian? Not the guy that competed in like Nathan's, but there's a dude.
No,
Are-
you're talking about Kobayashi.
Is that who I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about Kobayashi.
'Cause that
This
guy
guy's
was the one who used
American,
to
but he
win.
might be of Asian descent.
Well, this guy is American. Yeah, he had like a mullet, and he would wear like a headband.
yes,
That kid is a savage.
but he doesn't look. Dude, he's like shredded too.
Dude, he's a savage. That man is not human.
Dude.
He looks 10 times better than the average man in terms of fitness level.
But that's what I'm saying. How come there's not people like him doing mukbangs? Like he eats a bunch
See,
of food and
to
shit.
me, that's intriguing to me. It's
Yes.
less disgusting.
Yeah, for whatever reason,
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
don't know why.
Yeah, I look at that guy and he can eat 15 burgers and I wouldn't say a word. I'd be like, well, you know what? He's fucking shredded, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Spaz said, look at my shirt. Of course you don't like Ethan. It didn't even have anything with him and Tate's tiff. But that's funny. That's
to do
funny.
with-
That's observant. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. But that's not why. I just think Ethan's just one of those really judgmental people.
You don't
that, like,
blindly subscribe to Tatey.
no, I do not. I do not. This is mainly just because I think it's crazy that the world is like uniting to get this guy so destroyed in every dimension, but nobody seems to care to talk about Jeffrey Epstein and the flight log and all the, big hitters in terms of finance and in terms of political influence that were all there, literally there, flying. Just talk to them. I want to hear what they have to say.
We gotta wait for all those guys to die, then they'll put the list out.
Yeah, so to me, it's like, come on, guys, we gotta. You don't think something's going on? Like,
Dude,
use your brain. Like anybody that thinks that this is real, use your brain.
Everybody's
Use your
gonna
brain.
die, and the only names that are gonna be on there that's still alive is gonna be Hunter Biden, and nobody's gonna give a fuck.
Yeah, and please don't even get me started on that.
So yeah,
But
don't
it's
get him
like-
started.
Yeah,
on
let's
that.
not.
But it's
Don't
like, to
fire
me-
him up.
To me, my whole thing is like, come on, guys. Like, we can't pick and choose when we're worried about people doing crazy global trafficking type of stuff. You can't pick and choose who's doing it. It's wrong, and address it. If he did it, fine. But check the other people too. That's crazy.
Yeah, don't
It is-
single. Don't. Oh, what you're saying is don't single somebody out.
It's not don't single somebody out. It's, when there's clear evidence and people have been incarcerated for this. The guy that was the ringleader went to jail and allegedly unalived himself, which I don't believe that. And then his girl goes to court and gets convicted as well. So they're both convicted for doing this, yet everybody that they were giving the girls to, nobody's asking about.
Yeah.
They're after the delivery guy instead of the pizzeria.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? This is crazy to me.
I could go for some pizza.
It's crazy to me.
Nah, I'm
Imagine you were just selling organs and shit like that. Then they caught you and they were like, all right, we don't need to know who you sold organs to.
Yeah.
The doctors that put those organs in, we don't need those guys.
It's crazy to me. I'm like, how do you guys not want to know? And nobody's even talking about it. And this is how you know that there's a united effort to conceal one and to redirect you in another way. Like it's very weird.
Oh, you almost got it.
Yeah, you got to be quicker than that.
Yeah.
But
They pull that dollar bill by you when you start
Allegedly.
asking questions. Allegedly. That brings us to the hour, bro.
are we at the hour?
We're at the hour. We're at the
Jesus.
top of the hour.
at the top of the hour. Yo, what do you guys have for dinner? Well, actually, it's kind of late. It's kind of late for dinner.
I don't know what I'm gonna have. I haven't had dinner yet, but I'm probably gonna have rice, beans, and some kind of meat.
Yeah, I'm starving.
That's usually what I eat. What about you, Jay? What are you having for dinner? Tell us what you're having for dinner to close this out.
What am I having for dinner to close this out?
Don't say dirty taco, you fucking fuck.
I'm gonna have a birria taco. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh shit, it's Tuesday. Yeah.
Those are real tacos. You can have one of those.
That's right.
Yo, you know what we should do? We should take Justin to the fucking taco truck that he doesn't believe exists.
I've never seen this
Nah,
mirage.
they're sold out by now.
I've never seen this mirage
Yeah.
that
There's
appears.
a taco truck down the street from me, but every time Justin gets here, it's too late. And they're sold
Yeah.
out.
Please, I don't even believe this thing exists. It's a mirage. When you're really hungry and you're stumbling along, it appears.
Yo, I could go for a burrito.
You know,
I could go for a burrito. I go for a Land and Sea.
You should go Bubba's.
Bubba's ain't open right now.
Yeah, they are.
Close this out, Justin.
Yeah, Justin, close this out.
All right, I'm going to close this out. So, Masters of None Podcast, episode 136. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We love everybody that comes out. Shout out to our mods in the chat, Spaz, and everybody that came through. If you want to watch the rest of this or you missed part of it, you can always go back and watch it. Go watch our old stuff in the archive. Go watch any episodes you want. Follow us on all social media. It's down in the description below. Be on the lookout for the shorts that we post almost daily. You're going to find some clips that are going to be going up if you guys, have limited time and you want to check out small segments of our stuff. And then we also have our audio versions on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere that you consume your podcasts. And please, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that this way you get notified every time we go live. And the like button don't hurt either. It helps the algorithm and it helps us get a little bit, maybe one or two more people to listen from time to time. So that helps us out.
Facts.
What do you got, Twiz?
Yo, man, just everybody be polite to your neighbors, tip your waitresses, and share the podcast with your friends because you never know. This might be something that somebody needs in their life today on their Tuesdays.
Also,
Little
says he's
excitement.
got some teacher in the chat.
Yo, shout out to everybody that was in the chat today, man. Shout out to all you guys, everybody that comes and partakes in the chat every time, man. We appreciate you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and share.
Yes.
That's another one.
That's it. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. And listen, guys, anybody in the chat, share the podcast with somebody. Share the podcast with anybody because we ain't going to stop doing this. We're not going to stop doing this. So you guys could either get on board at the ground level.
Can't stop.
Or, just get with us because I'm telling you right now, there's no stopping this train. It's going.
That's it.
This train is going. Join us. We appreciate you guys. Happy Tuesday.
Free the top G.
Free the top.
Oye, te amo